What does it take for a man to remain dignified when the world around him chooses to belittle him? This is the story of Sam Choi, a janitor at the luxurious apartment building where the famed Korean actor, Hyun resides. Despite his humble job, Sam carries an air of quiet dignity and an unbreakable spirit. Little did he know, a simple dinner at a high-end restaurant would test his character in ways he never imagined. Sam had always been an invisible fixture behind the glitzy facade of the high-rise apartments. He cleaned after residents, many of whom barely acknowledged his existence. However, his interactions with Hyun were different. The actor always greeted him with a warm smile and showed genuine interest in his well-being, which was rare in Sam's line of work. This unexpected friendship with Hyun brought a new light to Sam's routine life. One day, as a token of appreciation for his hard work, Hyun invited Sam to dinner at one of the city's most exclusive restaurants. Ecstatic, Sam dressed in the best suit he owned, which was modest but clean. He arrived at the restaurant with a mixture of excitement and nervousness, unaware of the humiliation that awaited him. Upon entering, the maitre d' looked Sam up and down with a disdainful glare. "Can I help you?" he asked skeptically. "I'm here to meet Mr. Hyun, Sam replied, trying to hide his discomfort. The maitre d' scoffed and muttered under his breath, "Sure, as if someone like you knows Mr. Hyun." He then spoke louder, "Wait here," and gestured towards a corner of the lobby. As Sam stood waiting, he could feel the piercing eyes of other patrons on him, judging his every move. The whispers and snickers didn't escape his ears. He felt out of place and wished he could disappear. Just as he was contemplating leaving, Hyun entered the restaurant. Seeing Sam, he walked over with his charismatic smile. "Sam! I'm so glad you could make it!" Hyun exclaimed, clapping him on the back, oblivious to the earlier scene. The atmosphere shifted palpably as everyone realized who Sam was accompanying. The maitre d', now embarrassed, hurried over to usher them to a prime table. Dinner proceeded, but the initial humiliation lingered in Sam's mind. Throughout the meal, Hyun treated Sam like a valued friend, sharing stories and listening intently to Sam's tales about his family and dreams. The other guests watched, a mix of curiosity and astonishment on their faces. After dinner, as they were about to leave, Sam paused and turned to the maitre d'. Everyone's gaze fixed on him, expecting perhaps a demand for an apology. But Sam, with all eyes on him, simply said, "Thank you for the evening." His voice carried a weight of grace and forgiveness that filled the room. Hyun placed a hand on Sam's shoulder, proud of his friend's composure and strength. As they walked out together, the restaurant, once filled with judgment and disdain, erupted into applause, moved by Sam's humility and dignity. On their way home, Hyun asked Sam how he felt about the evening. Sam smiled and said, "Tonight showed me that it's not the judgments of others that define us, but how we handle them. I chose to be better, not bitter." Hyun nodded in agreement, deeply impressed by the lesson he himself had learned from Sam. The actor made sure to share this story with others, spreading the message of respect and humility. Sam's reaction that night at the restaurant became a turning point not just in how others saw him but in how he saw himself. He was more than just a janitor, he was a man of immense character and strength. This story reminds us all that every person, no matter their job or status, deserves respect and kindness. It challenges us to think about how we treat others and to choose compassion over judgment. Sam Choi's dignity in the face of humiliation is a powerful testament to the human spirit, urging us to act with grace and elevate those around us rather than tearing them down. His experience that night sparked conversations among the residents of the apartment building, as Hyun made it a point to share Sam's story. The tale of the humble janitor, who held his head high in the face of adversity, began to change perceptions. Residents who had once walked past Sam without a second glance now greeted him warmly, engaging in small talk as they would with a neighbor. Sam's story had not only touched their hearts but also altered their behavior. In the weeks that followed, Sam noticed a distinct change in his environment. The once cold hallways seemed warmer, and smiles replaced indifferent stares. His newfound recognition, however, was not what pleased him the most. It was the shift in the collective attitude of the community, a move towards inclusiveness and mutual respect, that truly fulfilled him. Sam's interaction with the residents transformed as well. They began to ask him about his day, his family, and his dreams. Some even confided in him, seeking advice or simply sharing a moment of their day. Sam, with his unassuming wisdom and empathy, became a confidant and a friend to many. Meanwhile, Hyun continued to advocate for kindness and humility, inspired by Sam's example. He used his platform to speak on issues of social inequality and the often overlooked dignity of everyday heroes like Sam. His advocacy brought attention to the often invisible workforce that operates behind the scenes in every facet of society. As months turned into a year, Sam decided to take a bold step inspired by the encouragement and support he had received. He enrolled in evening classes to complete his education, a dream he had put on hold for many years. The residents of the building, moved by his ambition, came together to set up a scholarship fund to cover his tuition. Sam was overwhelmed by their generosity, but he knew that this was the result of the seeds of respect and kindness he had sown. Upon completing his education, Sam was promoted to a managerial position within the maintenance department of the apartment complex. His new role allowed him to implement changes that improved working conditions for his team and increased efficiency. His leadership was characterized by the empathy and respect he had always shown, creating a positive work environment that others sought to emulate. Years later, Sam stood at a podium in the very same restaurant where he had once been humiliated. He was there to give a speech at a charity event organized to support educational programs for underprivileged janitors and service workers. The room was filled with many faces, some familiar, all respectful and admiring. Tonight, I stand before you not just as a former janitor, but as a testament to the power of dignity and kindness, Sam began, his voice steady and confident. Each one of us has the capacity to inspire change, to lift others up, and to lead with humility. Let us not underestimate the impact of our actions, however small they may seem. The crowd listened, enraptured by his words, which echoed through the hall with the weight of lived experience and profound sincerity. When he finished, the applause was thunderous, a resounding affirmation of his journey and his message. As the evening concluded, Sam felt a deep sense of accomplishment and purpose. He had turned his most humiliating moment into a catalyst for change, not only in his life but in the lives of others. His story was a reminder that everyone has the potential to rise above their circumstances and to help others do the same. Reflecting on all that had transpired, Sam knew that his life's work was just beginning. He was determined to continue spreading the message of respect and compassion, knowing that each act of kindness was a ripple that could grow into a wave of change. This story, born from a moment of humiliation, serves as a powerful reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of kindness. It challenges us to rise above our own trials and to extend a hand to those around us, reinforcing the idea that every individual has value and the potential to inspire greatness in others. The next morning, as Sam walked through the corridors of the apartment complex, he could feel the tangible change in the air. People greeted him with smiles and nods, some stopping to chat. It was a stark contrast to the years of near invisibility he had experienced. This newfound recognition was not just about his promotion or his speeches, it was about the community recognizing the inherent value in every individual, regardless of their role or status. Sam's story spread beyond the walls of the apartment complex. Local newspapers caught wind of his journey, from janitor to manager and community leader, and they published articles that celebrated his achievements and the profound impact he had on the community. Schools invited him to speak to students about resilience, kindness, and the power of education. His message resonated with many, inspiring others to pursue their dreams despite the obstacles. As Sam's influence grew, so did his opportunities to make a difference. He collaborated with local businesses and educational institutions to create more scholarship programs for those in service roles who wished to advance their education. He became a board member of a non-profit organization dedicated to worker rights, using his voice and experience to advocate for fair treatment and opportunities for growth. Each step forward in Sam's journey was a step toward fulfilling his deeper mission, to uplift those around him who felt unseen and undervalued. He knew the pain of being overlooked, and he committed himself to ensure others did not feel that way. Years passed, and the community continued to flourish under Sam's influence. The apartment complex became known not just for its luxurious amenities but also for its vibrant, supportive community. Residents who once lived in their own bubbles now participated in community events, volunteered together, and supported each other's endeavors. Sam had sparked a cultural shift that transformed the complex into a real community. One day, while walking through the newly renovated lobby of the building, Sam paused to look at a new addition to the wall, a large, framed photograph of himself and Hyun bin at the charity event, smiling broadly. Underneath it, a plaque read, "In honor of Sam Choi, whose courage and kindness inspire us all." It was a gift from the residents, a symbol of their appreciation and respect. Standing there, Sam reflected on the long journey from that humiliating night at the restaurant to this moment of recognition. He realized that the greatest changes often start with the smallest acts of kindness. He hadn't just changed his life, he had ignited change in the lives of countless others. As he continued his walk through the lobby, a young woman approached him. She introduced herself as a recent hire in the building's maintenance team, and she thanked him for the inspiration he had given her through his story. "Mr. Choi, your story encouraged me to apply for this job and to enroll in classes," she said, her eyes bright with determination. "I hope to follow in your footsteps and make a difference, just like you have." Sam smiled, deeply moved. "Thank you for sharing that," he replied. "Remember, every step you take is a step toward your dreams. Keep pushing forward, and never underestimate the impact you can have." As the young woman walked away, Sam felt a profound sense of gratitude and purpose. His journey had taught him that everyone has the potential to make a difference, no matter where they start. And now, he was witnessing the ripple effects of his actions, as others took up the mantle and spread kindness in their own ways. This story, born from a moment of deep humiliation, had become a beacon of hope and change. It reminded us that our responses to adversity can define not just our lives but also influence the lives of those around us. Sam Choi's legacy was a testament to the enduring power of dignity, kindness, and the human spirit to overcome and transform. It challenges each of us to look beyond the surface, recognize the inherent worth in every person, and act in ways that uplift and inspire. In this way, we can all contribute to a kinder, more inclusive world. Sam's influence continued to grow, and he became a symbol of resilience and compassion in his community. The local community college invited him to be a keynote speaker at their graduation ceremony, where he shared his journey from a janitor to a respected community leader. His speech was met with a standing ovation, and his story was featured in various motivational blogs and online forums, reaching an audience far beyond his local community. Inspired by the impact he had on others, Sam founded a non-profit organization aimed at supporting service workers who aspired to further their education and improve their careers. He called it Step Up Services, a nod to his own life-changing steps. The organization provided scholarships, mentorship, and resources to those who, like himself, had the potential to achieve more but lacked the necessary support. As Step Up Services grew, Sam formed partnerships with local businesses, encouraging them to invest in their employees by funding scholarships and training programs. He also championed policies that promoted fair wages and improved working conditions for service workers. His advocacy brought significant changes, not just in his own community, but also influenced policy discussions at a regional level. One day, while attending a conference on social mobility and workforce development, Sam was approached by a young woman named Lisa. She introduced herself as a researcher studying the impact of non-traditional educational paths on career advancement. She explained that she had followed Sam's nonprofit and was impressed by its success. Lisa proposed a collaborative research project to analyze the effectiveness of step-up services and to use the findings to advocate for national policy changes. Sam was thrilled by the opportunity to amplify the impact of his work. Together, they conducted comprehensive studies and gathered compelling evidence showing the positive outcomes of supporting non-traditional educational routes for service workers. Their research received national attention, and they were invited to speak at various policy forums and educational conferences. The research eventually led to legislative proposals for funding adult education and career development programs, specifically targeting service sectors. Sam's testimony before a national committee was crucial in the passing of new laws that provided funding and support for service workers across the country. Years later, as Sam sat in his office, surrounded by awards and recognitions for his work, he received a call from an international organization that focused on labor rights and education. They invited him to join their advisory board and help guide global initiatives to improve conditions for service workers worldwide. Sam accepted, eager to bring his insights and experiences to a global audience. As he prepared for his new role, Sam reflected on that humiliating night at the restaurant all those years ago. It was a moment that could have broken him, but instead, it sparked a journey of empowerment and advocacy that reached far beyond what he had ever imagined. Now, as he engaged in global discussions and strategies, Sam carried with him the lessons from his humble beginnings. He advocated passionately for the dignity of all workers, emphasizing that everyone deserves respect and the opportunity to improve their lives, regardless of their job title. Sam's story had come full circle, from a moment of personal humiliation to a life dedicated to uplifting others. His journey reminded everyone that change often starts with a single step, a step taken in the face of adversity, leading to paths never envisioned. This narrative, born from a deeply humiliating experience, underscored the transformative power of resilience, kindness, and the human spirit. It challenged us all to see beyond immediate circumstances, recognize the potential in every individual, and contribute to a world that values and uplifts every one of its members. Through his life, Sam Choi had not only changed his own destiny but had also ignited a movement that would inspire and transform the lives of countless others around the world. Continuing the narrative, Sam's influence and advocacy had now transcended national borders and reached a global audience. His story, a testament to the power of human resilience and the importance of treating everyone with dignity, continued to inspire people from different walks of life. As part of his new role on the International Advisory Board, Sam traveled to various countries, sharing his story and the lessons he had learned. At each stop, he met with local workers, business leaders, and policymakers, discussing strategies to improve worker conditions and promote educational opportunities. His message was clear and consistent: everyone, regardless of their job or social status, has the potential to contribute significantly to society if given respect and opportunities to grow. During one of his visits, in a bustling city in Southeast Asia, Sam visited a large manufacturing plant. He spoke to the workers, who shared their dreams and struggles with him. Moved by their stories, Sam arranged 4 step-up services to partner with local educational institutions and businesses to offer scholarships and training programs to the workers. This initiative was met with great enthusiasm, and soon, other companies began to implement similar programs, influenced by Sam's advocacy and the tangible results they saw. Back home, the impact of Sam's work was equally profound. The community he had once served as a janitor now thrived as a center of empowerment and opportunity. The apartment complex, once just a place of residence, had become a community hub where residents engaged in various educational and social activities, many of which were initiatives started by Sam. One evening, at a community gathering in the complex's courtyard, Sam was surprised with an award by the city council. He was honored not just for his work in the community but for his global impact on worker rights and education. The mayor, speaking at the event, said, "Sam Choi represents the best of us." His journey reminds us that leadership and vision can come from the most unexpected places. Emotionally touched by the recognition, Sam took to the podium to address his community. "This honor is not just for me, but for all of us who believe in the power of change and the strength of community," he said. "Each one of us has the ability to make a difference, to lift others up, and to create a world where everyone can succeed. It starts with a simple act of kindness, a moment of understanding, and the courage to step up when it matters most." The crowd erupted in applause, many moved to tears by Sam's words and the transformative journey he had led. His story had become a beacon of hope and a blueprint for change, not just locally but around the world. Years later, Sam published a memoir titled From Shadows to Light, A Janitor's Journey to Global Advocacy. The book became a bestseller, further spreading his message across continents. Universities, corporations, and even governments cited his story as inspiring change and promoting a more inclusive approach to leadership and community building. In the final chapter of his book, Sam wrote, "My life has taught me that humility and hardship can be powerful teachers. They teach us empathy, strengthen our resolve, and inspire us to lift others as we rise. No matter where you start, your potential is limitless, and your impact can be profound. Always remember, the smallest act of kindness can lead to the most significant change." Sam's journey, from a humiliated janitor at a high-end restaurant to a respected global advocate for worker rights and education, left an indelible mark on the world. His life was a testament to the enduring power of human dignity, the transformative impact of education, and the universal truth that every individual deserves respect and the opportunity to achieve their dreams. As the sun set over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the community he had helped transform, Sam stood looking out over the city, a content smile on his face. He had turned a moment of personal humiliation into a lifelong mission to empower and uplift others, proving that with kindness, resilience, and a commitment to justice, anyone could change the world. As the golden light faded into twilight, Sam Choi stood reflecting on the journey that had brought him from the humble beginnings of a janitor to a leader on a global stage. The city below buzzed with the energy of progress and unity, a testament to the changes he had helped foster. In the quiet of the evening, Sam's thoughts drifted back to that fateful night at the high-end restaurant. He remembered the sting of humiliation, the burn of injustice. But more vividly, he remembered the resolve that sprouted from that pain, a resolve that had propelled him to change not only his life but the lives of countless others. The next morning brought a new challenge. Sam was scheduled to speak at an international summit focused on sustainable development and social equity. Leaders from around the world were gathering to discuss strategies to balance economic growth with the welfare of their citizens. As he prepared his speech, Sam focused on the theme of respect and opportunity for all, drawing from his own experiences. He spoke about the importance of seeing beyond conventional statuses and recognizing the inherent value in each person's contribution to society. His words were powerful, resonating with a diverse audience that included presidents, CEOs, activists, and educators. Following his speech, a young entrepreneur approached Sam. Her name was Anna, and she was in the process of starting a company that would use technology to provide educational resources to remote and underserved communities. She had been inspired by Sam's speech and sought his guidance and partnership. Seeing a reflection of his own aspirations in Anna, Sam agreed to mentor her. Together, they developed a platform that not only offered educational courses but also provided users with opportunities to connect with potential employers and mentors. The project was a success, bridging gaps between communities and fostering a culture of continuous learning and improvement. Sam's story continued to inspire as he and Anna presented their collaborative project at various global forums, receiving accolades for their innovative approach to education and employment. Meanwhile, Step Up Services expanded its reach, adapting their programs to suit different cultures and economic environments, ensuring that the message of empowerment and opportunity resonated universally. Years passed, and the seeds Sam had planted grew into a lush forest of change and progress. One autumn evening, during a quiet dinner at home, Sam received a letter from the high-end restaurant where his journey had taken a pivotal turn. The current manager, who had heard of Sam's accomplishments and his initial humiliation at their establishment, extended a heartfelt apology on behalf of the restaurant. They also invited him to a special event dedicated to service workers, acknowledging their essential role in society. Touched by the gesture, Sam accepted the invitation. On the night of the event, the restaurant was filled with workers from various sectors, each celebrated for their contributions. The manager publicly apologized to Sam, acknowledging that the past treatment he received was unjust and pledging to lead the restaurant with a renewed commitment to equality and respect for all. Addressing the room, Sam shared his philosophy that every individual holds the potential to make significant contributions to society if given respect and opportunities. His speech was met with enthusiastic applause and marked a moment of redemption and closure for the painful memories of his past. As he left the restaurant, a sense of peace settled over Sam. He had turned a moment of deep personal humiliation into a lifetime of advocacy and change. His journey had taught him that while the world could be harsh and unjust, it also held the capacity for growth, understanding, and kindness. Reflecting on his life, Sam realized that each experience, no matter how difficult, carried valuable lessons. His story, a blend of hardship and triumph, had become a beacon of hope for those who felt overlooked by society. It reaffirmed the power of resilience, the importance of compassion, and the unstoppable force of a determined spirit. With a content heart, Sam continued his work, knowing that each small step contributed to a larger stride toward a more just and equitable world. His life was a testament to the fact that true greatness often begins with humble origins, and that dignity and respect are powerful catalysts for change. As the years continued to unfold, Sam's influence and the movements he inspired gained momentum, transforming not just individual lives but entire communities. His partnerships grew, from local nonprofits to international corporations, each engagement bringing new perspectives on how to effectively foster inclusivity and respect across various sectors of society. One significant partnership was with a global tech company known for its innovation in digital platforms. Together, they developed a virtual reality program called Walk in Their Shoes, designed to foster empathy and understanding by allowing users to experience life from the perspective of different societal roles, from janitors to executives. This program became particularly popular in schools and corporations, promoting social empathy and reducing prejudices by giving insight into the lives and challenges of others. As the program expanded, it caught the attention of educational institutions and was incorporated into curriculums to encourage students to appreciate diversity and the dignity of all work. Teachers reported noticeable improvements in student interactions, with increased respect and teamwork across diverse groups. Meanwhile, Sam continued his speaking engagements, traveling from city to city, and even returning to places where he had once felt unseen as a janitor. His speeches, always filled with personal anecdotes and a call to action, motivated others to initiate their own community projects, further spreading the ripple effect of his early experiences. On one such trip, Sam visited a university where he was invited to speak to a group of students studying social entrepreneurship. During his talk, he shared his journey, emphasizing the unpredictable path of life and how one can leverage even adverse situations into opportunities for growth and service. After the session, a student approached him, her eyes brimming with determination. "Mr. Choi, your story has profoundly touched me," she said, her voice quavering with emotion. "I've always believed that I was too small to make a difference, too insignificant to really change anything. But hearing how you transformed your pain into a global movement, it gives me hope that maybe I can make a difference too." Sam smiled, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You are never too small to make a difference," he affirmed. "Sometimes, it's the smallest stone that starts the largest ripple. Believe in your ability to be that stone." Inspired by this encounter, Sam started a new initiative called Ripple Starters, a mentorship program aimed at young adults with ideas for social change but who lacked the resources or guidance to implement them. The program paired experienced mentors with these aspiring changemakers, providing them with the tools and support to bring their visions to life. Years later, as Sam reflected on the expanding network of change driven by Ripple Starters, he realized how each story, each project, was interlinked with his own. The humiliation he had faced at the high-end restaurant felt like a lifetime ago, yet it was the catalyst for a journey that had reached far beyond his initial dreams. Sam's story, filled with unexpected turns and a profound transformation, continued to inspire. His life's work showcased the incredible power of human spirit and the impact of channeling personal hardship into collective empowerment. In lectures, interviews, and his writings, Sam often reiterated that every individual, no matter their background or current circumstances, held the potential to ignite change. As he penned another book, this time focusing on the success stories from Ripple Starters, he included a chapter on the young woman who had approached him at the university. She had gone on to create a community program that helped integrate refugees into society through job training and language education. Her success was a testament to the chain reaction of empowerment and respect that Sam had always envisioned. The book, titled Echoes of Change: How One Voice Can Inspire 1,000 Others, became a guiding light for many more who found themselves in situations of doubt and adversity. Sam's concluding words in the book resonated with a powerful call to action. Each of us carries within us the echo of change, a potential that can resonate through the lives of others and create waves of progress we might never live to see. Embrace your story, no matter how humble, share it, and watch the world transform through the echoes of your voice. As the soft glow of dawn crept th.